Okay, I'm going to make some split pea soup. These peas I soaked overnight and I just dumped off the soak water, rinsed them a little bit. Now I'm going to put them in the pot, my Instant Pot pressure cooker pot. And then split pea soup. I like to have a lot of onions, so I have a lot of onions too from the garden. Here's a yellow onion. Just gonna put in a whole bunch of onions. Here's some. I have some red onions. Lots of those. I'm just gonna slice them like this. They're kind of stringy, so they'll be in big long pieces when they cook. Seems like split pea soup needs onions, right? So since I have lots of onions, I'm going to put plenty of onions in there. And I'm going to put in a bunch of garlic. I have lots of garlic. I'm not going to cut it up too fine, so that when you eat it, you get a nice big chunk of garlic in your spoon. You can see it's starting to get green in the middle from storage. Kind of typical. We'll see when it sprouts. Maybe in March. Hopefully it makes it till April. It's been kind of warm. So I put all that garlic in there. And then I think it should have a lot of carrots. And guess what? I have lots of carrots from my garden. So I'm going to cut them up like this. So they're in strips. Seems to be my new preferred way to cut them. It's like this. You get little matchsticks. See? It's kind of cool. Although I do cut them like this too, just kind of quarters. That's easier. Doesn't take as much effort. Okay, the carrots are done. I'm going to put some celeriac root in there. I think that'll be good. Just trimming up the edge there. So I think I'll put about maybe half of this in there. I'm going to peel this a little bit. It's kind of rough on the outside. Celeriac root is like celery, but the root gets real big. So it gives it the celery flavor. I'm going to cut this in cubes. I'm trying to make a simple soup instead of putting too many different things in it, but you need some things in it, right? Carrots, onions, garlic, and the celeriac root. Okay, now here's what I'm going to put in for spices. I have some cayenne, lots of cayenne from my garden, which I ground some up the other day, so this is just cayenne powder. So I'm going to put some of that in there. How much? Well, let's see. Maybe twice that much. I don't want to make it too hot, but just hot enough. Maybe a pinch more. Got to use your intuition. And then I have some sweet basil from my garden that I dried. I'm going to put some of those in, some of that in there. How much? Like this much. Put that much in there. Yeah, I have some thyme. There's the time I'm gonna put in. It's from 2017, but it still smells good. So I should use that up. Found that in the back of the shelf. So I'll put that much in there. And then what else do I have? I have some of this wakame, seaweed wakame. I'm just going to put a little tiny bit in there just to give it a little seafood flavor, you know. So I'm just putting in a little bit. It's got a lot of seaweed flavor, seafood flavor. And you don't live on the sea, use a little bit of that. And then I got to put some salt in. I have some of this Himalayan salt, which is kind of pink. I don't know. Regular salt's good enough. How much am I going to put in? Oh, let's see. I'll put in that much and a little more. That looks about right, doesn't it? And then I'm going to put in a little bit of this too. This is toasted sesame oil. I'll put a little bit of that in. That'll float on the top, be kind of like fat in there, and give it that kind of toasty, smoky flavor of the toasted sesame oil. And of course I need water, so I'm just going to cover everything up. Get some spring water here. So there, they say don't pressure cook. They've always said don't pressure cook split peas. In the old days they used to say that because they foam up and they're afraid they'll plug up the pressure regulator. But you know what? I've never seen that be a problem. They live dangerously. So this is going to go into the Instant Pot pressure cooker for I'll probably pressure cook it about 5 minutes, but it'll be more than 5 minutes because it'll come up to pressure and then have to go down. So usually soups I cook like 2 to 3 minutes. Since this has those beans in there, those peas, and I want them to get nice and soft, I'll give it 4 or 5 minutes in the Instant Pot. Here's the old Instant Pot. I set it manual for low pressure, 4 minutes. There, it's counting down, so it probably took it about 10-15 minutes to come up to pressure. Now it's going to count down, and then it'll turn the heating off, and then it'll take another 10 minutes or 15 minutes for the pressure to drop. See, here's the top of it. See, pressure's in there. These Instant Pots are pretty nice. Okay, soup's done. Let's take a look. Let's see if the peas are, oh yes, they're nice and soft. They didn't mushify and get creamy, but that's looking pretty good. Looks like good soup. I'll have to try it. Just might need a little extra salt or tamari or something to eat it.